I work at a 100% gluten-free bakery. Everything we make is always gluten-free. While most of our customers come to us because we're gluten-free, we get a lot of walk-ins who have no idea what gluten actually is. So we get strange questions, and here are some of them.
Do apples have gluten in it?
Can I get gluten added back in?
Gluten-free means healthy, right?
As they pointed a cupcake full of chocolate, butter, and sugar. I am no longer allergic to gluten. That was the answer I was given when I was asked why they canceled a special order. And the one that I hear at least once a day, usually within moments of being told that everything in the store is gluten-free.
Is this gluten-free?
I never really understood that. I guess they don't want to be judged, so they say they have an allergy or an intolerance. It's no one's right to really judge you whether you want something or you don't. Kinda like I'm allergic to social situations. I'm waiting to use a self-service pop machine at a fast food burger place. The man just ahead of me is trying unsuccessfully to fill up his cup. Each beverage dispenser has, like most drink machines, has big logos on each drink with the push button underneath each to run the dispenser. Note, the man is an adult, clearly local, and has a 7-ish-year-old child with him. Stupid thing! He's pushing the logo, not the button. Come on! He tries pushing the logo of a different dispenser. How do you... Ugh! He rams a cup under the dispenser, attempting to use the cup push bar, whereas there clearly isn't one. Stupid thing! He's confused. He begins to try to push every part of the machine, except for the clearly labeled LED backlit, bright white push button. Does it even... Ugh! He sets his cup under the desired beverage, and he takes a step back, looking at it. Then he notices me standing there. You go first. I'm not sure what I want. I step up, make sure not to block his view as I use the machine. The man is clearly watching me, speaking to his kid. You wanted this pop brand, right? Oh, okay. I was just double checking first. After finishing my cup, I begin to walk away. Then I hear the pop machine pouring. He's willing to learn, but he doesn't want to admit he has to learn. There's a lot of people out there like that, unfortunately. I've done it from time to time. No, wait. No, I haven't. I never have. I already know it. I know how to do that stuff. I'm glad I don't have that problem. I'm just a caring person who wants people to go first, so I make sure they're doing it right. Today is my first shift at a fast food restaurant. I had processed a woman's order, and she had sat down to eat her meal. She takes one bite out of her fries, and she comes to the counter.
These fries are terrible. I need fresh and crisp.
Those literally were the first batch to be cooked today. I can assure you, they are fresh and crisp. She's silent for a few seconds, and she looks at me like I'm talking a different language.
Fresh and crisp. Can you handle that?
Before I speak, the manager comes over and tells me to take her fries to the deputy manager, and quietly tells me to ask for 12. I go to the back of the kitchen and speak to the deputy. He takes the fries, puts them on the counter, and then has a quick conversation with me about my previous job. He shakes the fries and hands them back to me. After a short period of time, I'm confused and ask what he's doing. He assures me to take them back to the front. I hand the fries back to the woman. She takes one, chews it, and looks very satisfied.
See, that wasn't hard, was it?
She returns to her seat, ate the rest of her meal, and left. I was left dumbfounded, and the manager filled me in about what happened. Apparently, we live close to an affluent area, and there's a lot of customers who are extremely entitled. Basically, they want to be worshipped, and apparently I didn't give her the respect that she expected, so she decided to complain and make it a big issue. The restaurant calls these customers 12. They're so far up their own butts that they don't realize that they're getting back exactly what they complained about. I've only been working there a week, and the amount of 12s I've seen was astonishing. I have yet to encounter one that realizes what is happening. You know what? Good for those people. They're not being confrontational. They're handling the situation. They're not being vindictive. They're not putting anything in their food, which I'm sure some people would want to do. I'm very impressed by them. They're not playing into their self-importance and remaking food that there's obviously nothing wrong with, but they're not taking it to the extreme and spitting in their meal. I think this is the best way to handle it, in my opinion. I am a nurse practitioner. I'm assisting my coworker inserting a vascular catheter for dialysis. The patient is very restless.
Please stay as still as you can. We don't want to puncture the wrong blood vessel.
Okay, I'm pretty sorry. It just really hurt.
My coworker continues with the catheterization, but the patient still can't stop moving.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain level? I've given you a lot of local anesthetic already.
It's like a 9 or 10.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit more local.
My coworker turns to me.
Okay, let's give him a little more anesthetic.
Then I point to the tray containing all the items required for the procedure, specifically the syringe containing the local anesthetic. It's the full syringe that nothing has been used. My coworker's eyes bulge.
Oh,
She turns back to the patient.
okay, giving you some more local. How's that?
Oh, much better. The rest of the procedure went fine. It all cleared up. My coworker has been doing this for 20 years, and this is the first minor mistake after a very long shift. But she's never made that mistake again. I'm so glad they had a good patient. Some people would have lost it on her, which is understandable. That's a lot of pain. I had an intern or a resident try to draw blood. Ooh, it hurt terrible, but they got it. I got stuck like 5 or 6 times. I was about ready to ask for someone else to do it. We were having issues with Visa payments being processed, so we removed the option with a nice red, unmissable warning advertising customers that we cannot currently accept Visa payments. One customer called up, and this was the conversation.
I'm on your website now, but I'm having trouble getting your website to accept my card. I saw the warning about not being able to use Visa, so I chose MasterCard instead. But whenever I tried putting in my card details, it said the card number is invalid. So I tried doing the same thing with American Express, and the same thing happened. What gives?
You had the same error multiple times with both card types?
Yeah, no matter what option I chose, it won't accept my Visa card as a valid card.
So you selected a MasterCard and American Express, but entered a Visa card details instead?
Yeah, that's what I just told you. So why the isn't it working?
Because if you chose MasterCard as a payment type, it will only accept MasterCards. The same goes for American Express. It has to be an American Express card.
You can't expect me to know that. So how do I use my Visa card?
You said to me at the start that you noticed the sign that said we can't accept it. Tell you what, read the sign back to me again and let me know what it says.
We are currently unable to process your payments with a Visa card due to technical issues. Please,
I feel terrible saying this. I've had a similar facepalm moment where I go to do something and there's a sign that's obvious. And I'm like, I cannot believe I actually did that. It just, I don't know. I guess sometimes we get into like a zone where your sense of observation just totally disappears when you're focusing on one thing. That also happened a lot when I was a security guard. I would put up these ropes that were at least 3 foot high or 4 foot. And these people would go through so much effort to get over the rope. And not only do they have the ropes, there were these big signs that said closed. And I would still have to explain to the people, it's closed. Don't go over the ropes. It used to frustrate me until I caught myself doing something similar. So, even though it's frustrating when you see other people do it, a lot of times it's due to a lack of observation and mental farting. A lot of the times it's not because they're a-holes, it's because they just didn't pay attention. And if they're semi-decent people, they will realize their mistake and probably be embarrassed. There are some genuinely stupid people out there that don't care. Those are the ones that are frustrating, but not everyone's like that. Probably the large majority are not. Hope I'm right on that. I'm a female browsing a men's clothing section of the store. There's one other customer there, and he decides to approach me.
I like your t-shirt.
desk. I glance up.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm trying to find a Call of Duty t-shirt for my boyfriend.
Huh. Yeah, I bet you're only wearing that SpiderMan t-shirt to impress your boyfriend.
Dude, if I were single and even remotely interested, you just blew your chances with me.
Pointing at my t-shirt, I said,
This is a Deadpool logo, not Spider-Man's.
He turns beet red.
Well, excuse me. Hot chicks aren't supposed to know comic books.
I laugh even harder, and he walks away in a huff. I'm working at a drive-thru late one night, and a seemingly normal customer drives up to the speaker.
How can I help you tonight?
Can I have a minute?
Sure, just let me know when you're ready.
About 10 minutes later,
Ma'am, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
suddenly, the customer transforms into an obnoxious drunk.
Oh, where?
I'm confused.
Right here at the store, ready to take your order.
No, I'm at the store. You're not here. Where are you?
I'm inside the store, sir.
I don't see you anywhere.
I didn't know how to answer, and eventually, he just drove off, never giving me his order. I don't think he was drunk. He was probably on some kind of drug. I've never really done drugs, so I wouldn't know. The store I work at has a suggestive selling system. The item changes every month, but it's usually certain candy bars or gum. Whenever we're selling gum, the following exchange takes place at least once a day per cashier. Can I get me so many packs of cigarettes? Sure. Would you like to add a pack of gum for 99 cents? No. Gum's bad for you. Oh, sweet irony. Don't you dare try to chew your gum in front of me while I'm smoking. You make me sick. It's been a wonderful day at customer service with a nice group of both happy and unhappy customers when a couple comes up to the desk.
We ordered these items days ago and received a call from you saying that they were ready to be picked up. But when we arrived to check in, they said our items were not here. Where are they?
I'm sorry for the confusion. May I please see your receipt? I don't have it. No problem. May I have your phone number which the item was purchased under? The wife gives me her phone number. I can't find it in the system. I asked for the husband's number, but that number doesn't pull anything up either. I'm sorry, but I can't find your order.
That makes no sense. I received a call from you saying that it was in.
May I see the number that called you? She pulls up the number on her phone. I'm sorry, ma'am, but that's not our phone number. That's not even the number for our corporate office.
How can that be?
I'm not sure, but it's definitely not our number. Let us try this. I called the number that called her, only to be answered by the competitor's automated answering machine. Ma'am, this number's from the company up the road.
Well, how did that happen?
Then her husband pipes up, because they're the ones that you made the order with. I wonder if they had this argument beforehand and she chose to ignore him. Unfortunately, this happens on both spectrums. My wife would have me believe that it's usually the man who is this stubborn and stupid, which I'm not going to say that I'm not, but it does happen. Oh my god, she's so sexist, but I love her, and she is usually right. She's pretty smart. Actually, I tell her that a lot. She just loves teasing me about it. Such a good woman. She says that torture is a sign of her affection. Yay. Thank you very much for joining me for this edition of Fun with Facepalm. I'm going to be slowing down a little bit, but I'm going to stick with it, mainly because we got so much stress going on lately. Sorry it's been taking so long. These things have been weighing me down a lot, especially with upsets. I'm not the best when it comes to stress. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get back on my feet to start getting things done again. This stuff takes a lot of time. A lot of people don't understand that. I know it might sound weird, but I've always had a really hard time reading growing up. I didn't really start reading till I was in my 20s. It took me like 5 months to read The Hobbit, and that's a kid's book, before I could actually finish it because I read so slow and it was so hard for me. But I've stuck with it, and I am quite a bit older now, and I've tried really hard. Now I can read quite a bit faster. It still is a lot slower than a lot of people. I've probably read all of the Dune series, if people know about Frank Herbert and his son Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. I've read all of that work, which that's a huge undertaking considering how much work's out there. And I've read Lord of the Rings and all the Silmarillion and some of the other works of Tolkien. Whenever we watch anything nerdy, my wife's eyes glaze over. Even though she's a nerd, I know a lot of things, backstories, histories of things that's happened that she'll probably forget after the first 5 minutes of me talking about it. But, you know, I'm a nerd. So the only good thing about my reading so slow is I guess my comprehension's a lot higher than most because it takes me so long to read each thing. So if you have a hard time reading, keep with it. You will enjoy it eventually. It's a really big challenge, but the most rewarding things are the things that are the hardest to do. Thank you all for listening. I'll be back again soon, hopefully. I am going to finish up the Sir Sam series. It's going to be a big episode. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do, but I'm going to try to get that out as soon as possible. So, until next time, have fun with your failures, or they'll have fun with you.